Alright, haven't made a new video or a new gun video in a while. This, well, obviously you read the title, is my Ghk AKS74U Krink off, shrink off, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, so I don't know if many of y'all know, but I used to have a Daytona AK-74MN and V. It was a Daytona LCT AK. It was really well made. I installed a kit. It was really cool and fun, but after shooting my friend's Ghk AK, I just had to have one. The Daytona obviously has more kick than an AEG, but it didn't have much kick compared to many other gas blowbacks or other Daytonas. And I always wanted a Krink. I don't know why I got a AK-74M and V model instead of just doing a Daytona Krink. But actually, I'm happy I didn't do a Daytona Krink because it would have been harder for me to part with. So I got a Ghk Krink. Gas blowback. Comes with a green gas mag. I'm gonna devil hunter my mags so they can take CO2. So far, you will not get this selector. This is a Hephaestus Type B selector. It has the little finger rest here, so you can actuate it with your trigger finger instead of having to reach up. You can just show you. So you can just with your trigger finger just go down to actuate it, and it hurts a little bit because it's sharp, but to put on safe, you can do it. It also has the cutout right here. So I do not have the full travel kit in, so the bolt only comes back to here. That's as far as the bolt goes back. When I get the full travel kit, I'll be able to use this cutout to actually hold the bolt open. Not really necessary. It's just cool to have. Literally, I got this a couple hours ago. I've already replaced the selector. I've replaced the hammer with a WNS steel hammer. I've replaced the semi-sear with a Hephaestus steel one, a Hephaestus steel auto sear, and a Hephaestus steel firing pin. So all I really need is the full travel bolt and the recoil spring assembly from it. I got the trigger components, the aftermarket ones from Rushby Airsoft. They were really cool, shipped very fast, and they actually included the WNS steel hammer free of charge. I didn't even know I got it, and I opened it up. I'm like, this is not, well, this is something I didn't order. I contacted them and said it was free. I don't know the exact deal. I guess if you order pretty much a lot of trigger component parts for your AK, they'll give you a free hammer. If you get the full WNS full travel kit, like the full kit, you will get a hammer, which I am getting anyway, but I guess I'll just have a spare hammer. The full travel kit comes with a bolt, the piston, two different pistons, one for a longer AK, like a full length 74 or 47, and then a shorter piston style for obviously Krinkov and 103s and short, or 105s, short AKs like that. It also comes with a new recoil guide rod and recoil spring, and that obviously kind of comes with a hammer, but I pretty much replaced it already, so all I gotta do is drop in the bolts and the recoil spring and guide rod assembly. Let's go over externals. Full steel. Obviously, the things that aren't steel is going to be your wood hand guards and your plastic grip. I might switch this out for a Bakelite one. I know I have this orange ugly flash hider right now, or technically a booster. I ordered this from Simoon. And because it's international shipping, just to help it pass through customs and not have to worry about seizing, like you're getting your order seized, they include an orange flash hider. Sadly, they cannot include the metal flash hider, the original flash hider, in the box when you ship it. But if you contact them like I did, they can, for an extra charge, will send you the original flash hider in a separate package. It's not extra charge except for the shipping. They only charge me for shipping. For me, they charge me $9 to ship just a flash hider. But yeah, if you do want to come with the extra one and not have to buy another flash hider, because then contact them and tell them what you want, and then they'll give you a price and you PayPal them the money. But it was hard to find an LCT booster that was in stock in the US, and even if it was in stock, it was still going to cost me like $10-15 anyway, so it was technically cheaper to get the other one, because all I had to do was pay for shipping, which was $9 for me. And if I got it from another retailer, I would have had to pay like $10-12 or something for the flash hider plus whatever shipping was. So that's just a quick note. If you're going to order from Simoon, just email them after you place your order saying you want the original flash hider, and you will pay for shipping for it in a separate package. That's just for US buyers. It all depends on what country you're ordering to. But yeah, so full steel. Like I said, this is a Krink off, so it has a special sights on the dust cover. It's a hinge dust cover, which is nice, but also kind of is annoying when you want to work on internals because it's just in the way. But it's spring loaded, so it stays up. Quick note, on most AKs you'll have a little lever that you swing to release the gas tube. On Krink offs, as you see, there's a little pin there that holds the gas tube that actually that retracts into the trunnion, not trunnion, but the assembly right here when the dust cover is lifted. What else? It's a side folding stock, so obviously you got the button on this side, and you got the little claw for it to hook into. It's a neat little package. A lot of it is still really stiff because it's pretty much all new. It still has some wear and tear. I noticed out the box, if you have a GHK and you get it out the box and you fire a really fast semi, or you go to full auto and you go to fire a few rounds and then it stops shooting and you think you're out of BBs, but you see you do have BBs, that is just your auto sear, which also acts as your well, yeah, it's just your auto sear. Instead of being kicked forward hard enough to release the hammer, it stays closed or rearward, and it holds the hammer down, or it doesn't hold down, but it holds it cocked. It's, I guess, an issue that happens with new guns. It just needs to sort of wear in, so just put some oil on it and just rack the bolt on full auto so it cycles and lets the hammer fall, and just keep shooting it. From what I've been told, that's just a wear in. So if you go full auto and you pull the trigger and you want to get like a little burst and it stops shooting, from my knowledge, don't be alarmed. Just, it's a little bit of a break-in cycle, so all the parts break in together and wear down to where they need to be. But I'll give you an update in the future if that clears itself or if it doesn't. Let's see, what else? The Sling is a real Russian AK-74 Sling. There's plenty of videos on the internet on how to set up your sling. Let me just I need two hands, so let me just do this real quick. So yep, that's a properly slung AK-74. There's plenty of videos on the internet on how to do it. It's not the most practical for tactical situations, because it's the sling like this to be tight. It's kind of short when you have the sling off the stock. So when you go to put it around your body, it's like sort of choking you a little bit, but To be honest, this is, I mean, it's heavy, but it's a small, lightish gun, and if I really do need to be that tactical with it, I can just loosen the sling so it's looser. But for storage and for photos, it's just, I don't know, I just think this looks cool. How they have the sling so tight. But yeah, my plans for this gun, besides the full travel kit that's coming soon, I have an HP drum mag just for, right now I don't feel like paying $500+ for a bunch of mags and convert them to Devil Hunter mod. So I'll have a few standard green gas mags convert to CO2 that I'll run, but for most of the time I'll probably, once those run out, I'll just hook up the HPA drum mag and just have fun. Later down the line, I'll slowly accumulate more mags for it, but for now, I'll just have a couple mags and the drum mag. I am not putting any rails on this. I thought about going the whole Zeniko tactical, and I don't know, I just like the classic. I mean, I want to get a Bakelite to get rid of this black grip, get a Bakelite grip. The most I'll probably do for the time being is get the, I think it's the Hephaestus mount. Basically mounts in here. You still retain your rear sight, but it gives you a little rail section, and if you take the rail section off, you actually have an RMR mount, so you can co-witness an RMR. So I might do that. I might put that little adapter in so I can mount an RMR. I think that's the most I'll do with this in terms of tactical. But so far, as for hop-up unit and bucking combo, I think right now I'm going to stick with the stock hop-up unit since it uses AEG type buckings and inners. I'm going to stick with that. I've heard a lot of the aftermarket ones like the GBLs and the Maple Leaf, like out of all the aftermarket ones you can get like TNT, they say to either stick with the stock one if it's good. If you have a good stock hop-up unit, stick with that hop-up unit, and all you do is just change the bucking and the inner if you want. If your stock hop-up unit isn't good, I've heard lots of recommendations, just go to Maple Leaf. The GBL and TNT I've heard have issues that they break or they just aren't good out. They aren't better than the stock hop-up unit to begin with, unless your stock hop-up unit's trash. It's a little hit or miss. Most of the GHK guns I had, phenomenal stock hop-up unit. Didn't even replace the bucking or inner on my M4, and it was pretty good out to about 150 feet stock with like a .32. So we'll see how this one is. Hopefully I got a nice one, not a lemon. But other than that, that is my Ghk AKS74U. I'll probably do a little shooting video of it or something in a couple weeks once I get the full travel kit in it. Once I get the full travel kit, I'll do a comparison side by side with stock bolt and then the full travel bolt. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm mostly a Western gun guy. I got 240, M16, M4s, and all that goodies. But something about Russian AKs is just absolutely beautiful.